Hi, so today I want to talk about parking. Now, when you post this question on any group, you're going to get about 20 comments. So I'm just going to go over some ideas, give you a couple apps, maybe a couple websites, so that it kind of gets you started on where you feel you want to go to park overnight to sleep. Now, the number one thing that I want anyone and everyone who sees this video to take away from it is I want you to always listen to your instincts. I don't care what the feeling is, if it seems crazy, if there's no explanation for it, even if it seems paranoid, if there's something in your head going on that keeps binging in your head and won't let you alone, that's your instincts, and it's telling you something may not be right. So please listen to it. I don't care if people tell you if you're being paranoid or not. It's better to be safe than sorry. Okay, so now that I've got that little rant tip out of the way, let's talk about parking. My first recommendation is that you definitely join some groups, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, websites. There are some great websites out there that are also community related. Please join a group, ask questions, find out why people don't park in one location and why someone will park over another. Now some apps that you can have on, and I have notes on the side of me, so I looked down, that's why. So some of the apps I'd like to have you check out are things like Allstay, Overnight Parking Finder, free campsites. Also, there's RV Parky if you're in an RV. Now you can also join a membership type club if you're an actual RV. Things like the KOA. I believe Allstate also has their membership campsite kind of deal. It's really going to depend if you're in a van or if you're in an RV. So keep that in mind. Some camper vans may not qualify for certain campgrounds because they're looking for the big RVs. So some will have measurement guidelines. Now, if you're in a van and you're really new to this, how I got started was I actually went to campgrounds. One of my favorite campgrounds to this day, only because it was my first, was the Santa Monica Mountains in Southern California. What I did is I knew that the ranger patrols the area a minimum of once a night. And so I started out by going there and just camping out overnight. Now, one thing you need to know is that some campgrounds will require you to have a tent. So far, they're not saying that to sleep in it, just that you have to have a tent set up. So it's always a good idea to keep one of those cheap, Walmart $20 tents in your van, just so that you can go ahead and set that up and have it outside your van, sleep in your van, keep maybe things inside of it that if they get stolen, you're not going to cry about, but you have a tent set up. Keep in mind when you're camping, depending on where you're camping, and this is not always a rule, there's wild animals around, so please don't keep food in your tent. That's just kind of inviting trouble. A lot of the areas I went to, which are pretty urban campgrounds, still had warnings for bears. And there's always coyotes, foxes, you name it. Florida had panthers, for goodness sake. I had no idea about that. So definitely keep that in mind. Okay, so other places when you're more urban that you can park. So again, I do recommend the apps, such as, again, Allstay, Overnight Parking Finder, free parks and campgrounds, free campsites. Those are all good applications that you can use on your phone, and you can find parking. You're going to find things like Walmart, Sam's Clubs, Bass stores, Fish and Stream, things like that. But that's going to give you at least an idea. Now, no app is going to be 100%. So they're all going to be a little hit and miss, but that is at least going to give you some ideas for urban van dwelling. Now, I know one question that comes up every now and then is, what about those people who are sleeping in a van and they have a long-term permanent position? For those people, and I've done it, just to let you know. For those, what I highly recommend is that you have a minimum of 5 spots. so that this way you sleep in one spot 2 nights, another spot 2 nights, another spot 2 nights. And my recommendation is I always wanted to have 7. So this way I could spend 2 nights at each one, maybe even 3 nights if I felt super comfortable, and then I'd mix it up. I never kept a pattern so that no one could actually say, well, every Monday and Tuesday she's here and every Wednesday, Thursday she's there. I always mixed them up a little bit between each other and made sure to have at least a couple of days between times when I slept in my van at every spot. But if you're urban van dwelling and this is for a job that you have, let's say for a year, 2 years, whatever, my recommendation have at least 5 different spots that you can park in that are no less than 3 or 4 blocks away from each other. If you have an employer who's very cool about it, you can actually ask him or her if you can park on the lot. Now, for that one, I don't know if I recommend that. I've told a couple of employers that I do sleep in my van, and one was a very small company, and he couldn't care less. The other one was a much larger company, and of course, one person told another, and well, I became the focus of their teenage, not quite out of high school mentality, you know, catty comments. So I have a very hard time recommending that idea, but I want to at least put it out there because you're going to know best what your employer might think. But do keep in mind that van dwelling, it's still in a lot of people's minds very, very new. And so they may not understand it, and they may put you into the category, oh, she's homeless and she needs us to take care of her. Just keep those kind of things in mind for you. And, I can't speak for guys, obviously, because I'm not a guy. I feel that as a woman, it's more difficult because they assume that, a lot of people assume that women are weaker, can't take care of themselves, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. So that's another reason I have a very hard time recommending that you tell your employer. But again, at least put that in your mind. Okay, so another good website that I like for everyone to check out is the No Overnight Parking at Walmart. The website for it is a little weird, so I'm going to say it's a little bit slower. But the website is Walmart, can I talk today? walmartlocator.com/no-park-Walmart. So just in case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all this information on my Facebook page, which is also Sierra Night Tide, and that's Sierra Night, like midnight, and tide like the ocean. So I'll put this information on my Facebook page for you so you can look it up on your own as well. But look up that one. That's going to tell you where most of the Walmarts you cannot park at for overnight. It's not 100% accurate, but it's a pretty good resource. I do recommend that if you're not certain, please go inside the store and introduce yourself to the manager, night manager. And just tell them honestly, like, hey, I'm just sleeping here. Is it okay if I sleep here? I'm going to be here for X amount of nights. I promise I'm not going to trash anything. I'll be a consumer. Make sure you let them know that you are a customer, because that's a big difference between, hey, I want to sleep in your parking lot and I'm too poor to buy anything, and, hey, I'm a customer of yours. Can I do this? Now, in a lot of groups I've read a lot of really great suggestions, things like camping stores, RV stores, mechanic shops, churches. I think a lot of those are hit and miss. I haven't had a whole lot of success with some of them. I have talked to churches, and a lot of churches tell me no, they don't want you, their lots aren't big enough, they don't feel comfortable. So again, I think it's a matter of maybe going in and talking to them. I did it by email because I didn't want my face associated with them, because I was a little worried about how they might take it. I went by a female name, of course, and I told them that I'd be more than happy to provide references, my Facebook page, Instagram, and most churches never got back to me. So it is what it is. So at this point, I think I'm going to go ahead and let you know that you will probably need to do some researching. Definitely join some groups out there. If you're a woman, you can join the one that I manage, which is Women Van Dwellers, space between each word. Definitely look into maybe the Reddit group just for some information and resources, experiences of other people. Join a couple of the websites as well. It's really about reading other people's experiences, both good and bad, and tips, and just being part of the community, because we'll definitely be here for you, and we want to put out a good feeling about the Van Dwelling community. We want people to know that we're pretty much like everybody else. It's just our choices of how we live that is a little bit different. Some of us just sleep in the van and travel. Some of us live in our vans and travel. But we want people to know that there's nothing scary about us. Except when you break into our van. Then we're super scary. But just kidding. Okay, I'm going to let you go because I don't like to do videos that are too long and bore people to death. So please do your research. Please listen to your instincts. Please ask questions. But most of all, please take care of yourself. So have a great day. Bye.